Today we're going to discuss the second type of stereoisomerism, known as optical isomerism. We have discussed the systrons in the previous class. Today we have optical. Okay, but so this is again a type, as I said, it's a type of stereoisomerism. The compounds are going to have same molecular formula, same structural formula. What is the difference? The difference orientation in space, right? Just like cis-trans isomers, right? But this isomerism only exists in those organic compounds which are asymmetrical, which are not symmetrical. Okay, so this type of isomerism. So first point which I started with exists in organic compound which are not symmetrical, which are not symmetrical, or and once it is not symmetrical, you call it asymmetrical. Okay, asymmetrical. Okay, this exists in organic compounds which are not symmetrical or asymmetrical organic compounds, right? How do I know that this compound is asymmetrical or not? In normal geometry, I can figure out, or I may be able to figure out that this thing is symmetrical and this thing is not. For example, in normal life, what we say, for example, if this is an object, just in normal life, I'm telling you, okay, it's not related to organic compound. If this is an object, in normal life, if somebody asks me it is symmetrical or not, so every object has a center of symmetry. What is this? This is center of symmetry for this object. So in order to see is it symmetrical or not, you divide it from passing through center of symmetry. If two equal parts are obtained, it means this object is symmetrical. You divide it anyway, passing through center of symmetry. So you have two equal parts, up and down. So it's a symmetrical object. But on the other hand, if the object is like this, and it has this center of symmetry, and you divide it into two parts. So you see, they are not divided into two equal parts. So this object is not symmetrical, but that's related to this object. What about an organic compound? How do I know methane, ethane, propane, butane, which is symmetrical and which is not? आप कहते हैं, in order to see an organic compounds which contain a chiral carbon, a asymmetric carbon will be a asymmetric or a unsymmetrical compound, right? तो लिखिए the organic compound which contains a carbon containing four different atoms containing a carbon, sorry, organic compound which contains a carbon having a carbon which is attached with four different atoms or groups. Is known as chiral carbon. So an organic compound which is containing a carbon which is attached with four different atoms or groups is known as chiral carbon, right? So any organic compound which contains a chiral carbon is known as is asymmetric compound, right? Chiral carbon or asymmetric carbon.
Like all the atoms
attached to the carbon have to be different. Yes, they have to be the different, right? So again, if I re-emphasize this star, a carbon which is attached with four different atoms or groups is known as chiral carbon. So that's the point. So any organic compound which has four different atoms or groups attached is known as chiral carbon. Okay. And if an organic compound contains a chiral carbon, then it would be a asymmetric compound, and then it can have the phenomena of optical isomerism, right? So then it would be looking like this, asymmetric. Okay. Then it would be have a phenomena of optics. So first, let's identify the chiral carbon. Identification of chiral carbon. For example, look, if I have CH4, there's a one carbon which is attached with four different atoms or four same atoms. Obviously, it can't be chiral. Okay. If I have CH3 and then CH3, what about this? Is it a chiral? No, it is attached with. So anything that is having three or four or two hydrogens, so obviously it can't be chiral because it is having the similar atom. So in methane, there is no chiral carbon. In ethane, there is no chiral carbon. Even in propane, I see there is no chiral carbon out of all these three carbon. This is CH3, this is CH2, this is CH3. They can't be chiral because there are three hydrogen, two hydrogen, three hydrogen. So there should be at least one hydrogen and three different groups. Then it could be chiral. If there are two hydrogens, it can't be chiral. Two similar atoms are there. Number 4, for example, CH3, CH. I'm going to change the functional group now. CH2 and then CH3. If you look at this, for example, I give the numbers to the carbon. Carbon number 1 can't be chiral. How many hydrogens? 3. How many hydrogens? 1 could be chiral. But let's see. If there is a one hydrogen on the top, one OH on the down, there is a whole group CH3 attached here. And then you don't have to look at the CH2. You have to look at the whole group till the end. So keep in mind, you have to see all the carbons. And as a whole group, you have to look at it. So it is like kind of C2H5. So all four are what? Different. So this is different, this is different, this is different, this is different, right? So yes, so this is the chiral carbon. No, that's what I said. You do not have to see one carbon. आपको पूरी chain देखनी होगी. जैसे I just looked at not carbon only. I looked at all the chain till the end. C2H5 जो बनता है ये. Even then, you just have to see what is around the carbon. If there are four different atoms or groups, so it's a chiral carbon. Just like this. अब इसमें देखें, this could not be chiral. This CH2 cannot be chiral. Why it cannot be chiral? As I can see two hydrogens, so two similar atoms. So similar atoms can't be chiral. So all four different should be there. And in this case, it can't be chiral. So there is only one chiral carbon in this molecule. What about this? Number 5, CH3, CH2, CH, Cl, and then C2H5. Is there any chiral carbon in this? If there are, how many? No, sir, it's not chiral. There is no chiral? Not in 5. This CH3 cannot be chiral. This carbon, because of 3 hydrogens attached. Because of 2 hydrogen attached, no. C2H5, we know it is CH2 and CH3. So can't be chiral because of 2 and 3 hydrogens attached. There is only one possibility when there is a 1 hydrogen or no hydrogen attached with the carbon. That's the chances of being chiral. Let's see what it has. HCl, 2 different groups. But on the right and left, if you look at closely, C2H5 on the both side. So what about this? Yes, it's not a chiral. Okay, what about this? It's not chiral. Why? 2 hydrogens, 2 similar atoms. What about this? Is it chiral? Why not? No, you don't look at the carbon. Just look at the whole group. These 2 groups which I just circled, are they the same or different? They are different. It is a chiral. So what about the next? No, I just said and repeat myself. It's not about the carbon, it's about the whole chain. Carbon, 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 whatever. Okay, it's not just one carbon. अगर आप one carbon को देखोगे तो फिर तो हर carbon के neighbor में carbon ही होता है. तो कभी chiral हो ही नहीं सकता. So it's not about the carbon, it's about the whole group के carbon के साथ आगे क्या attach है. वो पूरा group अगर एक symmetry बना रहा है, symmetry, तो then it's fine. अगर वो कोई symmetry नहीं बना रहा, so then unfortunately, okay, we have to. Gee, what about this? Excuse me. Okay, okay. What about the next one? Kyle? Yes. Yes, it is. ये पूरा group देखना है, वो पूरा group देखना है, okay? What about the last one? The last one can never be chiral. Word I use never. When carbon makes a double bond with any other carbon or oxygen, तो उसके 4 groups नहीं रह जाते. Then it is left with 3 groups. तो पहली chiral के लिए शर्त है कि there should be how many groups attached with carbon? 4. And then दूसरी condition क्या है? All 4 should be different. So इसमें तो कह रहा है 4 है ही नहीं. जब वो chiral carbon, when it makes a double bond, so only 3 groups or atoms are left. So double bond can never be chiral. Okay, so it's out of consideration. So hence we have only 2 chiral carbons here, जो के center में है. ऊपर वाला भी नहीं chiral और नीचे वाला भी नहीं chiral. Okay, now let's see. Now in these cases where you have structural isomers or displayed formulas, structural formulas or displaced formulas, you can easily determine. But the problem comes when you see the skeletal. Let's see in the skeletal formula how to identify the chirals. Okay, here. What about this compound? First, I should know these are the carbons. Then I should know that first carbon and last carbons are CH3. Then I should know this carbon is CH2. So in the skeletal formula, if I tell you in short words, if you look at a dot closely and there is only one line coming out of a dot, just like this, so you say it can never be chiral. Because where there is a one line coming out of it, so this carbon is making one covalent bond with another carbon or any other group, 3 hydrogens attached with it. So इसलिए वो chiral नहीं हो सकता. Even if a dot coming 2 lines out of it, ये भी chiral नहीं हो सकता. Because this is CH2. So in skeletal formula, we will only focus on those carbons, on those dots where 3 or 4 lines come out. Because there is a 1 or 2 line coming out, so it is either CH3 or CH2. 3 or 4 lines, right? And if you ask me the first impression without thinking, if the carbon is having 3 or 4 lines coming out of it, 99.9% chances are the chiral. Only 0.1% chance है कि वो chiral ना हो. ठीक है? But chance hai, keep in mind. Okay, so here say, okay, now forget about the everything else and just focus on the ones which I told you.
So carbon 2
Yeah, so now if going back to the first position, I know which carbons I'm not going to consider. This, and this. And which carbon I'm going to consider. Carbon 2 and carbon 4. Right? Now, how many carbons coming out of how many lines? 3. So I know there's a fourth is hydrogen. So there is a hydrogen. There is what? CH3. There is what on the top? OH. So H, OH, CH3 and hold this group on the left hand side. So it is chiral, right? So yes, it is chiral. There is another way to look at it. One way is that you just closely look, all the atoms or groups attached. The other way to look at it is a kind of non-scientific way. You just look at this, the right and left side of the yellow line. Are they the same or different? Then it's a chiral. So you just have a quick look, just divide the molecule into 2 parts from the carbon where you want to see is it chiral or not, and then see on the right and left. If they apparently look same, not chiral. If they look different, it's a chiral. So this is a one quick way of doing it. So I see it's a chiral. What about this? If I look right and left of the yellow line, green line, highlighted part, is it the same or different? So it's a different, right? So I'm going to put a star here. So yes, both of them are chiral. Okay. But if you want me to know, I don't understand this. I want to clearly see what groups are attached. So what is on the left side? CH3. What is on the top? Cl. What is the one that I can't see? Hydrogen. So these 3 are different and this 4th is also different. So 4 different groups or atoms. So it's a chiral. Okay. So this is how you look at the skeletal formula. One more example. What about this? See? What about this?
Not chiral. Not chiral.
Not?
No.
ये तो हो ही नहीं सकते ना, सिर्फ एक के चांस है. What about this? So cannot be chiral. Okay. Now let's see the chiral and skeletal. Skeletal and cyclic. There is no chiral in above compound. Okay. Okay. What about this? Let's start from here. These 2 carbons can never be chiral. Why? I just told you. Yes, they are the double bonds. These 2 cannot be chiral. Why? These 2. They are CH2s. Because there's a 2 carbon, 2 bonds coming out of it. So 2 hydrogen. So I'm not going to see them. I can see there is a dot with 3 lines coming out. Here. Okay. If I see on the right side, this is CH2 and this is CH. If I see on the left side, this is CH2, this is CH. Are they the same?
Yes.
Because they turn back to the same value, na? So you see, these 2 values are the same, so they can't be chiral. Although hydrogen or chlorine are different hai. But CH2CH and CH2CH on the right and left side are the same. The other way I told you to get it done, if you remember, I told you, what do you think? 2 right and left side are the same? Not same mean not chiral. Okay, now I don't want to go into this detail. I just want to have a quick look and see. तो उसका तरीका भी मैंने आपको सिखाया है. What is that तरीका? You just look at the center of symmetry. I told you initially object की center of symmetry से देख सकते हैं कि वो chiral है या नहीं, वो asymmetric है या नहीं. This is the center of symmetry. So I want to see this carbon. So I took my point and reached to the center of symmetry, passed it and break it into two parts. दो हिस्सों में तोड़ा है. What do you think then? Yes. You just break the molecule, imaginary cut. Just imagine कि मैंने molecule को जहां green yellow line है, I just cut the molecule from this part. And on the right side and on the left side, are they the same things? Mirror images of each other. Yes, so it can't be chiral. So this is easy way of getting it done, right? There's no detail. You just what you have to do, you have to pass through the center of symmetry and then break it into two parts. If this is an object, here is the center of symmetry. So I have to cut it like this, like this, like this. So if it divides into two equal parts, so it means it's a chiral. If it does not divide into two equal parts, it means not chiral. Okay. For example, look at this. And now I'm going to give you a molecule, the similar molecule which I did right now. You have to see is it a chiral or not. Please, can you identify any chiral carbon in this?
Yes.
Please identify.
Which you put to it, like that carbon, that's kind of. And the seal. Okay.
What about this?
Not chiral.
Double bond cannot be chiral. CH2. I'm putting a cross around the carbons which can never be chiral or cannot be chiral. I'm going to put circles around the carbon which may or may not be. Could be. What about the Cl wala? The carbon having Cl. Here is the center of symmetry. So if I break it into two parts from here, my yellow line right and left are the same. Who said same? On the right hand side, I can see an OH. On the left hand side, I never see an OH. So it is a chiral. Okay, now if I have to see the other carbon that is attached with OH, then I have to break it passing through center of symmetry from here. Now yellow line above and yellow line below. Are they the same? There's a double bond on the top. There's no double bond underneath.
Yeah.
I can like.
Seal also.
Yeah, so these two are the chiral carbons in this molecule. Okay? These two carbons are chiral. Okay? See?
So can you attach my to cross?
Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah.
Chiral नहीं होंगे ना? ये तो chiral होंगे.
These two are the chirals जिनके साथ स्टार लगे हुए हैं और जिनके साथ क्रॉस है they can't be. Okay?
ये तो वहाँ पे chiral नहीं है.
Okay, 11. Okay, please parents. In 11, look. आपने बच्चों बोलना नहीं है. You have to draw it and then please assign the chiral carbons. Please draw it.
So you expect us to draw that?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to assign the chiral carbons if there are any in this compound. अगर हैं तो कितने हैं? Please draw and then circle. I'll come and check.
Sir, orally बता दो.
No, please.
So do not expect my drawing to be accurate.
Yes.
सर ये जो जुड़े हुए हैं आपस में इनको भी हमें 3 करके देखना है।
Yeah.
तो ये एक मतलब एक को देखना है या फिर पूरा कंबाइन करके देखना है?
हर एक को अलग अलग देख।
अलग देखना है
जी।
जो उसकी प्रोटीन बनाई हुई है आपने।
क्या मतलब?
चेन जो बनाई हुई है उससे अलग देखते हैं वो उस वाले के चेन के साथ है लास्ट वाले के साथ
किसी एक की तरफ देख सकते हैं।
सर समझ नहीं आई।
किसी एक की तरफ देख लें। आई वुड सजेस्ट कि आप इसको इस तरह देखें, जस्ट लुक एट वन रिंग 6 carbon and then assign is it chiral or not. Only one chiral in all this compound. 2 chiral. थोड़ा सा और ऊपर जाइए। 3. Anyone 3? 2. 0. Okay. Are you around 0, 1, 2 or somewhere?
Sir, पूरा diagram kindly doubale sir.
4?
Sir, don't save that. Why? Sir, don't.
अब आप बताइए
सर वो जो सेकंड कार्बन हेक्सागोन जो भी चीज है जो ब्लू लाइन लगाई है इज दैट बेसिकली a double bond or what?
No, that's not a double bond.
Oh,
सर आप कैसे ले
sir, 3 minutes. Sir, 7.
सर एक रिंग को देखना है पूरी सारी रिंग्स को कंबाइन।
Okay, now let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. No, time is over. No, let me do it. Okay, now please parents now everyone. If this is CH2, so they are not chiral.
Yes.
Only where there are 3 lines coming out, I have to go through them. This is the one. Right? Now I'm gonna see this ring, the 6-member ring, as an individual ring. So I'm gonna break it from here. And I can clearly see that the upper part of the ring and the lower part of the ring are very different. Because उस ring के ऊपर तो कोई चीज नहीं है, but I can see the lower part of the ring is attached with another ring. So they can't be the same thing, ना? आप imagine करें कि ये इस लाइन के ऊपर और नीचे क्या दो सेम चीजें बिल्कुल सेम है? आप कहते हैं नहीं सेम है because the other part of the ring is only CH2 and this part of the ring is having double bond. Okay, so this part of the ring is attached with another ring, but this part is not attached. Individually देखा है ना मैंने, but you cannot ignore the ring that is attached with that ring. Okay, so individually is there. If somebody is holding you and I'm looking at you individually, I can't ignore that person. Okay, so this ये जो येलो लाइन है इसके ऊपर और नीचे क्या सेम चीज है या डिफरेंट है? ये जो येलो लाइन मैंने लगाई है इसके ऊपर और इसके नीचे क्या बिल्कुल सेम पिक्चर नजर आ रही है? पिक्चर, जस्ट फॉरगेट अबाउट द कार्बन, पिक्चर, तो फिर वो कायरल है ना? So don't go into the detail, don't go into the philosophy. Just give a quick look and you see 2 different things around. So आप कहते हैं yes, ये भी chiral है and इसके cross वाला भी chiral है. Look at this. This is also chiral. Okay. Similarly, the next one and जिनको मैं cross कर रहा हूँ, this is CH2 cannot be chiral. It is carrying double bond. It is carrying double bond. They can't be chiral. This is CH2 can't be chiral. These are the ones which I'm crossing. They are the ones which cannot be chiral. Now again, is there anyone which is coming out with 3 lines? This is. So obviously मुझे देखने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. With 3 lines हो तो chiral होगा. This is also chiral. This is also chiral. I can see and break them into the parts. This is the chiral. This is the chiral. But the rest are CH2s. The last 2 again coming out 3 lines. But the problem is ऊपर भी CH3 है और नीचे भी क्या है? Can't be chiral. Yes, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 chiral carbons. 8. 8.
It's 8.
Sir, I told you.
Got it?
No, I got 8 members.
8. Okay, now here.
Wait a second. Sir, 8
Sir, ऐसे सवाल आते हैं।
जी How many chiral carbons? जी?
Okay.
Corticosterone is a compound. How many chiral carbon atoms?
1, 2, 1, 3.
Someone with H1.
जिससे भी 3 या 4 लाइनें निकली हैं यस 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 करते हैं, जो साइंस लगाने की जरूरत ही नहीं बहुत ज्यादा.
Seven, 5.
Sir, options the quality 7.
Oh, अच्छा 6. 6, 7. 6. Sir. हाँ उसमें.
What else? इनके अलावा कोई chiral है? Either they are CH2s or they are having double bonds. और कोई chiral नहीं है इसमें. तो कितने हो गए?
7.
सर वो H1 नहीं होगा, डबल बॉन्ड.
ये CH2OH है, वो C डबल बॉन्ड है. Okay. Can you identify the chiral carbons, please?
सर नहीं आ रहा सर.
इसमें उसने बता दिया कोई chiral नहीं है. ओके, बाकी में बताना है कोई chiral है. अभी देखिए मैं आइडेंटिफाई कर देता हूँ. दिस इज द कार्बन, दिस इज द कार्बन, दिस 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 एंड दिस कार्बन. अब तो नजर आ रहे हैं.
कौन सी? ये एक एनर्जी वाला है, जिससे 3 NH2 वाला.
दिस वन,
and
दिस वन डिफरेंट आना चाहिए. दो ही हैं जी. हाउ मेनी chiral carbons? This one and this one. Anyone? Anything else? Anyone else?
जिसमें से 3 या 4 होंगी तो मतलब वो chiral है.
वो chiral है, बट फिर भी एक दफा देख लेना है कि उसके राइट लेफ्ट सिमिलर तो नहीं आ रहा. So you have to make sure. You can't just simply straightforwardly say कि वो होगा. How many chiral? How many chiral?
1.
3 are already represented. Ji, they are chirals. Other than these. Other than these. Ji.
6 total है.
1, 2, 3.
अच्छा सिर्फ नहीं है.
3 more
3.
or 1 more?
One more, sir.
Which one?
On the left one of the one you currently made, I think.
वो तो CH2 नहीं है, ये
The civil line.
CH2 है.
मगर
CH2 है ना. दो कार्बन है ना, इधर भी कार्बन है, इधर भी कार्बन है. Next. Okay, here you go, Ji. Yeah, you have to identify the chiral carbons. Ji. Okay, starting with the first one. चले one by one देखते हैं. Is there any chiral carbon in this?
नहीं है.
वो तो CH2 है और ये फिर
0.
0. ये CH2 है, CH2 है, CH2 है, CH2 है. Okay, this carbon. अब अगर मैं इसको डिवाइड करूं तो इसके ऊपर और नीचे 2 क्या आ गए हैं? सिमिलर पार्ट्स है ना. नो नो, उसको तो डिवाइड करना है ना, जिसको काटना होता है उसको नहीं देखना है। यू डोंट सी दिस पार्ट, इस कार्बन को तो हम देख रहे हैं ना। जस्ट सी द, जिस कार्बन को कायरलिटी चेक कर रहे हैं उसको डू नॉट इंक्लूड, जस्ट फॉरगेट अबाउट दैट कार्बन। आई जस्ट ये जिसको मैंने कवर कर दिया है, जस्ट लुक अदर देन दैट। क्या दो सेम चीजें नहीं है? CH2 CH2, राइट? व्हाट अबाउट 2?
It is one chiral.
Which one?
Wait.
दो chiral हैं इसमें?
CH2.
This one is also chiral and this one is also. What about 3?
Same.
This one, this one. What about the 4?
One chiral. CH3 का professor.
This is the chiral.
क्या वो CH2 नहीं है इसके पीछे?
ऊपर नीचे देखें।
अच्छा, तो CH2 को नहीं देखेंगे।
चलो।
Common sense with it.
We took a huge long circle and we are right there where we started.
She's kind of done.
Dude, you can't see just this CH2 alone. I said the first sentence. Okay? Is that slow? इसे कहते हैं back to square one.
Yes. So मैं late आई ना.
Okay, so you don't have to, like, if you are looking at this carbon to be a chiral or not, आपने सिर्फ ये नहीं देखना होता कि इधर भी CH2 है, इधर भी CH2. You carry on. इधर आगे क्या है? Who is the next on the top side? CH2 के बाद who is next? और इसके इधर कौन है? Different हो गया. Okay, but even then आप यूं divide कर लो. Don't go into the detail. Just break cut the imaginary cut करो molecule को. So उस cut के ऊपर और नीचे different चीजें हैं. So it is okay. Now the last one. I hope आप ये सही करेंगे. Center of symmetry से जरूर गुजरना है जब काटना है तो. तो different. Chiral मतलब different. Chiral मतलब different. नहीं, उसको देख रहे होते हैं ना, जिससे लाइन गुजरती है उसको देख रहे होते हैं, और लाइन के ऊपर और नीचे वाले डिफरेंट होने चाहिए, तो वो कायरल होगा जिससे लाइन गुजर रही है. जिससे लाइन गुजर रही है ना, लोग, अब हमने इसको देखना था, इससे लाइन गुजारी है, जिसको देख रहे होते हैं उसमें से, और सेंटर ऑफ सिमेट्री में से लाइन शुड पास. ओके ओके, द लास्ट वन जी, क्विकली two chiral carbons. Is it right? Okay, now one thing, in order to have the chiral carbons, it should, in order to have the optical isomerism, उसमें क्या होने चाहिए? Chiral carbon होने चाहिए. In order to cis trans isomerism, उसमें क्या होना चाहिए? Double bond होना चाहिए. Okay, इस context में ये question करें. अभी मैंने optical isomer बनाना नहीं सिखाया. I'll let you know in the next class. आज थोड़ा ये ज्यादा डिले हो गया. अभी ये बताएं, which compound exhibits both cis trans and optical isomerism? For optical isomerism क्या होना चाहिए? Chiral. For cis trans क्या होना चाहिए? Double bond. But double bond की फिर आगे conditions भी थी. Yes, A और B different होने चाहिए. Okay, now you have to identify which compound exhibits both cis trans and optical isomerism. Optical के लिए chiral carbon होना चाहिए. A में कोई chiral carbon है? A में कौन chiral है बताएं?
CH2.
CH3 है, फिर डबल बॉन्ड दोनों नहीं chiral हो सकते, फिर CH2 है, फिर CH3 है. Can't be. Chiral carbon double bond वाला तो chiral नहीं हो सकता. Okay, B में is there any chiral carbon? Yes. This C, which I highlighted, is a carbon. But B cannot have cis trans. Why not? When the carbon double bond is at carbon number 1, they can't have chiral cis trans. You know, क्योंकि वो दो हाइड्रोजन आ जाते हैं ना, दो सेम एटम्स आ जाते हैं. जब भी पहले पे डबल बॉन्ड आएगा तो कार्बन विल हैव 2 हाइड्रोजन, तो फिर तो नहीं हो सकता ना सिस ट्रांस.
फिर चारों डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स होने चाहिए.
नो, 2, एक कार्बन के साथ ऊपर नीचे 2 डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स होने चाहिए. वो दैट डजंट मेक डिफरेंस. B. What about the B? C.
C.
C can have cis trans but not optical. Why not? C में कोई chiral carbon नहीं है. The D has one chiral carbon and one cis trans. Yes, D is the answer. You got it? Because इसमें because of this carbon you will have, because of this carbon cis trans होगा, and because of this carbon being optical, chiral carbon optical होगा. Is it clear? Chiral ही नहीं है कोई. ये CH3 है, ये भी CH3 है, और इन दो पे डबल बॉन्ड है. दो CH3s हैं, दो डबल बॉन्ड है, चार ही तो कार्बन है टोटल. डबल बॉन्ड कैन नॉट बी chiral और CH3 भी chiral नहीं हो सकता. Is it clear? Okay, I'm not going to let you know how to draw the optical isomers today because we don't have much time. That needs at least 10 minutes. So कल इसको डिस्कस करेंगे कि जब chiral carbon आ जाए तो how to draw the optical isomers. ठीक है? Optical isomers फिर कैसे दिखेंगे? Right? Thank you.